I'm Tiana the Tea Whiz. I'm the creator and founder of Fortune Tealer, and you're watching PeopleInHD. So the teas, they're actually 100% USDA certified organic herbs that I get from a local shop here in San Marcos. It's kind of like an apothecary type place where I get these herbs. And when I first actually walked into like an apothecary style store, I was really amazed because I'd never seen like herbs and just different sorts of like natural products in jars like that, except for maybe in like movies and, you know, like different sorts of like witchy movies. I don't know how to like explain it, but when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this exists. And so I started getting more interested, and this was about 2 years ago when I first like became interested in herbal teas. Actually like 3, now that I think about it, because I've been making this since my first year in college or second year. And now I'm a senior, so I'm in my 4th year. But the herbs that I use, I've picked out probably about 12 to 14 herbs that I work with in shop here in Lazy Daze. But for my teas, I stick to more about like 8 or 9, just because I want to, you know, keep it a little bit more, not standardized, but use specific herbs and just blend them in different ways. So I use like flowers like roses and lavender and chamomile. You know, each herb has its own benefit, and so like rose is really good to soothe the skin and soothe your throat and things like that. And it's also a really great floral aspect that I personally love the smell of roses. So as a kid, I used to drink like this rose lemonade from this tea shop from like, actually now that I think about it, yeah, like the reason why I really liked roses was because of this rose water that I got at a tea store in California. And that's when I really started to like experiment or like just be interested in floral like aspects in drinks and beverages, because I was like, you can drink flowers, like that's so crazy, but it's so true. Like you can drink lavender, and people think that it might taste weird, but it's actually a really aromatic experience. When you taste it, it doesn't, I mean, it smells as it tastes, but you don't think that it will. Like it tastes pretty good, especially if you add it like with honey or agave, or, you know, a little sugar if you really like have a sweet tooth. But oh yeah, I work with like chamomile, peppermints, you know, like each herb has its own benefit. And what I like to do is target like a specific ailment maybe that you're trying to alleviate. You know, maybe if you have like headache, so peppermint's really great for headaches, and that is probably one of my favorite herbs. Peppermint, lavender, and rose, and chamomile. Those are the first 4 herbs that were my favorite and that I worked with, and I brought them here to start. And then from there I grew my herb garden. No, not garden, but herb apothecary, I guess. And so I just started blending things together, and they taste pretty good, especially like getting feedback from others and seeing what they think. But yeah, so the herbs that I use are organic and natural and locally sourced, non-GMO, vegan, of course. You know, they're not animal products. It just comes from the earth, which is what I try to, you know, focus on. I want to be sustainable, and these could be composted, you know. They can be thrown straight into the ground and be used as fertilizer, you know. So yeah, I focus on like the like natural aspect of the teas, because they're not, you know, like with tea bags, when you buy it from the store, you just throw away the tea bag. But like with this, the herbs can be used in other ways. And that's what I really like. So with my teas, alongside being wanting to be a sustainable, eco-friendly business, I also wanted to help target people's like health concerns. Because tea, you know, I never try to go to conventional modern medicine to heal myself. I always thought, you know, where do they get this medicine from? It's derived from the plant. So why don't I go just straight to the plant? And so when I started looking at the benefits of each herb itself, I was like, this has so many benefits to it. Why don't people just drink tea or, you know, eat the herbs? And a lot of people take the easy route and just, you know, take the medication, but medication has bad side effects and consequences to it. And you don't get that with herbs because it's natural. And the only thing that you probably feel bad about with herbs is it'll be detoxing you. So maybe you'll not throw up, but like, you know, different things that it's detoxing your body. And when you detox, you know, sometimes certain things come up and you don't know, it's a good thing. And I'm just trying to help people not cure, but help with ailments. So there's this lady that came in and she said that she'd been inflamed and in so much pain. I sat with her and we looked through all the benefits chart that I had made so people can leaf through each herb and see what they were trying to target, like if they had cancer or if they had inflammation or pain or things like that. And they can choose their specific herb and they can choose their specific ailment that they're trying to help cure and fix, and I'll blend it for her. And she said that the tea actually made her uninflamed, I think that's the word, for like 3 days. She said she had no pain for like that time that she drank it. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that it had that big of an effect. And you know, that's what I do it for. I want to help people too. It's not, I mean, of course I love the environment, but it's also for the people, you know. I want it to be an overall great thing for people and the planet. So that's kind of what I want my teas to be set upon. And also I want to help people get away from conventional medicine. Of course, you know, there's certain things that herbs and that nature can't cure necessarily, but you know, if you start implementing tea into your everyday life, you know, it could maybe clear up some things in the future, like because like hibiscus is a really great anti-cancer. It's got high antioxidants and things like that. So if you just incorporate that more into your daily routine, maybe it would reduce the risk of cancer, of you developing cancer later on in life. And I mean, there's really no side effects to it. So I mean, and it tastes good too, and it's really great for your body just in general. So I'm just trying to encourage people to try something different, you know, even if they don't like tea, just trying it and seeing, you know, there's other things besides soda and water that you can try, and coffee, that actually can help you, you know. So I mean, I'm just trying to change people's mindsets and help the planet along the way and help people as well. I love to cook, okay, so I love to cook. I love to make teas for people. I mean, I know I'm bringing it back to the teas, but just blending the herbs is a really fun like hobby that I like to dabble with, you know. When I'm making new teas, I'm just kind of like adding different ingredients and seeing like what it kind of looks like, because it's gotta look aesthetic. If it doesn't look aesthetic, I'm like, I gotta throw the whole thing away kind of thing. But I'm all about you know, chilling, watching movies. Netflix is my best friend. Just kidding. Hulu is. I really like doing yoga. I don't look it, but I like going outside and swimming and tanning. I really like to paint. I paint skateboards. Just because I think it's got more character and personality when I paint a skateboard than on a canvas, just because I get a little intimidated by canvases because it's a blank sheet basically, and I'm like, well, what can go on this? Like anything. And then I'm like, oh, what if I like mess up? But like on a skateboard, I don't know, I feel like my vision, since it's a little narrow and long, I feel like it fits more with what I want to paint. So I like to paint on the side. I love to spend time with friends and just chill. And I'm starting to get into like plants and stuff, so I just bought my first jasmine plant and succulents, of course. And then I bought an aloe vera because I really love plants and like herbs and nature and stuff like that. So I'm trying to incorporate that into my life and being as organic and natural as possible is another hobby of mine, you know, with like plants and stuff. But I love fashion. I have a shopping addiction. I know this isn't shopping addiction like Addicts Anonymous, but I love shoes, and I have a problem with buying shoes sometimes. But since I'm a business owner, I'm trying to save more money and investing more into that. You know, with concepts of, you know, this tea set, about like a 5-piece silver tea set, and it was like very tarnished, so I had to like rub it with like silver cleaner for at least an hour for just that one, just that teapot. It took forever. But also I've been like working on my business by building my own website. So if you look at it, it's fortunetealer.com. It's a little rough because I did it myself, but I mean, you know, producing something myself, I'm a DIY kind of girl, so I would much rather try to figure it out myself than pay somebody else to do it. They might do it better, but I mean, just the fact that I did it, it makes me a little proud, you know. So I've been working on my website for like a month pretty much now at this point, and I'm still changing and editing things just because I'm a perfectionist as well. So there's that, but it's already out. There might be a couple mistakes here and there, but I'm working out the kinks. Of course, I'm like creating content for my business. I haven't posted anything in a while just because I want everything to be perfect. I'm making sure all of my posts I want them to be symmetrical, so I'm going to be doing a couple changes. I've been editing my logo design. I've been trying to come up with different concepts for my logo and different ways I want to portray my brand, because I'm a marketing major, so you know, everything's about marketing for me. I also love taking pictures. I love helping others with their creative endeavors. Like, I was just in a music video for one of my friends just because he needed a female, and I was like, oh shoot, I'll do it. And then he let me actually like bring my teas into it and like incorporated that into the video, which I thought was really cool. So I guess I model, I mean, I take pictures sometimes for people, and I think it's fun. So yeah, I think those are a couple of my hobbies, like painting, pictures, eating, cooking, planting, things like that. My absolute favorite blend right now, because I'm kind of indecisive, I have different favorites, of course, you know, like children. My favorite right now is the one that's in the front. It's called Midnight Fairy. This one has an interesting ingredient in it that none of my other teas are blended with, and it's called cornflower. So cornflower is a blue flower that helps with eye irritation. It helps with digestive issues. Let's see what else it's everything on the packaging has the benefit of the herb on it. So I wanted to educate people as well along the way, because what's a tea without the information and the knowledge behind it? So for example, this has CBD hibiscus berry. So the hibiscus manages your blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol, and it's a really good anti-inflammatory. Those are just a few of the benefits that herb specifically provides. There's a plethora of other benefits that it can provide to you, like anti-cancer, but just for the sake of space on the packaging, I had to like lower it to the most important aspects that I thought would bring to the person drinking it. There's lavender, which I love lavender. Lavender to me is one of my most therapeutic herbs that I like to incorporate in my teas. It's a really great anti-anxiety, anti-inflammation. It's really good with stress and things like that. So like if you go to Bath and Body Works and you get the sprays that are like stress relief, usually there's like lavender in it. So, or it helps with sleep and, you know, insomnia, things like that. Then of course there's peppermint in this one. Peppermint is my all-time favorite mint flavor. I have chronic headaches sometimes, so whenever I make myself a tea, I always put peppermint in it. It doesn't matter what the tea is. I kind of stay away from like spicy teas, like orange spice or like cinnamon, because I personally don't like those, but of course I have those teas for other people if they like that. Peppermint is one of my favorites. Peppermint is really good for relieving tensions in your head. It's really good for your sinuses, and it helps with allergies. Also, we have chamomile, which promotes sleep. It's really great for people that suffer from insomnia, things like that. It boosts your immunity and it soothes stomach aches. So I really love chamomile for that reason, that it helps with sleep. And like the Midnight Fairy is more for people that have trouble with sleep and things like that. So I made sure to pick herbs that helped with that. And then of course cornflower, my favorite flower in here, which is the blue one. It's got a really cool color. It's an immunity booster, and it's an anti-inflammatory, and it soothes eye pressure in the head, in your eyes essentially. So that's my favorite blend right now. Lots of people love that. That one actually sells out quicker than the other blends. But a close second would probably be the Blissful Genie, which was the second blend that I came up with, which has a lot of lavender in it, which is one of my favorites, of course. It's got spearmint, it's got jasmine green tea, which is a really great herb. So jasmine green tea is used to improve your immune system, it protects your heart health, and it relieves stress. Things like that. And of course, spearmint's a little bit different from peppermint. So spearmint actually helps with your memory. Any mint really helps with memory and like cognitive abilities. It helps fight bacterial infections, and it's high in antioxidants, things like that. And I just really like the name Blissful Genie. It came to me and I was like, this blend really tastes like this. And that's kind of how I come up with my tea names. I'm like, I'll try the tea and I'll be like, this smells like a third eye, which is my third favorite blend, and probably the one that I make mostly for myself, because this has roses in it, which we all know I love roses. My first favorite herb that I ever used. It's got roses, lavender, second favorite herb, and then it's got peppermint, my third favorite herb, and it's got calendula to add a little bit more color to the mix, and then it's also got hibiscus berry, which is a really good anti-inflammatory again. This blend is actually what I have right here. It's brewing. It has like a really nice pink tone to it. It's got a really good aroma, and it's got a really cool name. So like the reason why I named it the third eye was because the peppermint really invigorates your senses, and each name of the tea has its own reason for why I kind of named it. So third eye, it's awaken your senses, and Blissful Genie is reach nirvana and find inner peace. And each one has like a little message like that. Something that I really admire about myself is my passion for the planet. I mean, I do what I can, recycling wise, and telling other people not to litter, using reusable water bottles, things like that. But also just like trying to make my business stand out more on the sustainable aspect. Just because I want, I believe in global warming, and I believe that this planet is most likely going to kill us because we're not treating her correctly. So I want us to, do what we can on our part. And people don't think that what they do is significant enough to the planet, but each person has a part in the destruction of the planet or the reconstruction of the planet. And I think that through little actions, like instead of using disposable tea bags and encouraging others to use reusable things like muslin tea bags or reusable silicone tea products to carry the loose leaf herb, it's a little part, but it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I want others to become passionate about it as well. I also really admire the creativity that other people bring to the table. Like, everyone is so unique in their own way, and it just amazes me the type of content and like the things that flow from other people. It's beautiful, and everyone has their own energy, their own aura, and that they can share with others. And I feel like however you interact and the way you portray yourself is really important, just because the energy and the vibe that you give off can affect somebody else. And I feel like I try my best to be a positive, uplifting energy source for others, because it kind of sucks being down all the time, you know? So you gotta change your mindset a little bit. I love making people laugh. It's probably one of my favorite things. It makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. And I really just admire like the energy other people can bring towards me, because sometimes I'm like, oh, like I'm me, but like other people can also like affect me too. And some people can bring me down, but you know, there's those special people that can also bring you up in a way that you didn't really expect.
Sure.
I want to give a shout out to so many people right now. Okay, first of all, I'd love to give a shout out to, of course, my mom and dad. Mom and dad, I love you. This wouldn't be possible without you. I wouldn't even be here. So shout out to you for making me. That's the real tea. Just kidding. My brother and sister, of course, they've always been so supportive of me. My sister actually was the original OG tea master, the tea barista in my family, and I was never really into tea until my little sister started getting into it, because she really loved Tiana, and unfortunately they got closed down, but she was super into all of that, and I was just like, I would ask her to make me teas, and now I still take pointers from her because she makes the best tea. Now that I think, oh my gosh, I never even thought about my little sister. She's only 13 years old, and she's been a tea barista basically her whole life. And I really think this is really geared because, like, inspired because of her. And I love my brother. I love you, Nico. Okay, like this isn't like all about Skylar, but it is kind of about Skylar. She did help me out with this this concept. My dad actually helped me come up with the name Fortune Tealer. I actually had it in a sheet that, or like, you know, in your notes on your iPhone. I had like a bunch of different tea names, and I was going through the list, and I was driving through, I think it was like, what was it? Maybe it was in Texas, and we were on like a road trip, and I was like, Dad, what do you think would sound cool from a tea name? And he was like, oh, I don't know, this and that, sounds cool. I was like, serendipity, you know, messing around with different concepts. But of course, the name had to have tea in it, because I like puns. I'm a cheesy kind of girl, so I love play on words. And Fortune Tealer stood out to both of us. And my dad, he was like, you need to buy the domain name right now. And I was like, right now? And this was like, I think in May, on our road trip, and I was like, shoot. And I just made the website maybe in July, so I've been sitting on this name for almost a couple months now. But my dad really pushed me for that name, because if I didn't buy that domain name, I probably would have changed it, because I'm very indecisive. Of course, my mom, I make the teas for her actually. My mom has anxiety, so I actually have been trying to help her get off of her anxiety medication by incorporating the CBD into her life, because CBD actually is supposed to help with anxiety, and you know, she takes a lot of different medications, so I try to make certain blends specifically for her to help with her certain ailments. And so my mom really inspired me in that way, just because I want to help her and others, of course. I want to give a shout out to everyone that has come into my apartment and has tried one of my teas and didn't think I was weird, because I was like, hey, would you like some tea? And like saw me go through the whole process, because I mean, you know, if you're doing it in your house, it doesn't look as cool as it does in like a coffee shop. But they're the first people to try Fortune Tealer teas, or just teas by Tiana. And I want to shout out them. Of course, I want to shout out my bosses, Wayman, Mark, of course Justin, and my other coworker, Daniel, for being so supportive of me and pushing me to actually start this. Just because I brought the herbs here, I never really thought about making it a business until they told me, you know, you can make money off of this. But to me, it wasn't about making money. It was just about helping others and helping heal them. And I'm really big about healing others and just holistic wellness, and you know, natural healing and different things like that. And you know, I just want to help others, and that's pretty much my goal. Oh yeah, I'm shouting people out, right? Mark and Wayman, y'all both, it wouldn't be possible without you guys, you know, supporting me by actually helping me and pushing me to do the teas, and Justin, you know, supporting me and encouraging me and telling me, you know, this is really great, and of course trying all the teas. Daniel being so supportive of me as well, and telling other people, spreading the knowledge and about my herbal teas to others. I wouldn't be able to, this wouldn't be possible without all of the people in my life, honestly. And it kind of just came to fruition as of just 2019. 2019 is a really great year for me already, and I'm just so thankful for everyone that has come into my life and has inspired me to do this and to embark on this tea journey. Also, I wanted to shout out the people at Herbs and Oddities in San Marcos. I get my herbs from there. They're 100% USDA certified organic. None of this would be possible without them. Of course, I need those herbs to blend these teas. So, and they actually were helping me pick out certain herbs and telling me the benefits of each one, you know. Yeah, so just thank you for all of those people, and I hope y'all like my teas.